Hey.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
What's going on?
Ready to get this party started?
Okay, is Sister Noble joining us?
I don't know. I haven't heard from her.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't know. I think she's been busy.
I know she's been writing some.
Yeah, I think you got cut off with the music there. I didn't hear what you said, but we're live and we're ready to roll. All righty then. Okay, let's get this party started. Do what we gotta do and get the hell out of Thizzy. Oh, there's something that grinds my gears. Woo! Gotta get this off. Gotta get this, knock the dirt off my shoulder so I can feel better tonight. I got with me right now on the panel, Sister Karen. How you doing, Sister Karen?
Hey, everybody. Hey, Brother Taalik. Thanks for having me again.
Are we going to have late night tomorrow?
You know what? I'm not sure. I don't really have a subject. We're going to have to talk about it.
Okay. Well, just let me know.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't come up with anything.
Okay. So, you know, we haven't had a late night in 2 weeks, I think now, so.
No, we haven't. You're right. Yeah.
But anyway, wow. What a week. What a week. Folks do not like us. Hey, how you doing there, Small Daddy? Hey, yeah, I had to get rid of it. It's it itch. I don't know how guys run around with beards and stuff. It itch. I can't do it. It itches real bad and all rough and scraggly, and to me you feel dirty. I can't do it. I can't do the beard thing. I just can't do it. I might try to do the mustache thing nowadays, but since I've been getting gray hair, those gray hairs don't lay down. And when you try to have a mustache, it stick all straight up and look all crazy. Look, I don't like that. So I guess I just do what I do. I just be clean shaven. I can't do it. But what a week we've been having. Of course, we talked about yesterday, Sister Noble betrayed by our friendly neighborhood black conscious wackos. And today I was on my Facebook with that brother Tarahakanen, whatever his damn name. I can't never pronounce his name right anyway. Tahakan, whatever his name. He's the chief rabbi or whatever they call it, chief priest in the Moorish Science Temple. And I just made a comment in his study group. They was talking about how God caused them coming to creation or something to that effect. And I said, I just made a comment. God didn't bring me into existence. My mother and father. I don't see no God on my birth certificate. And I don't remember nobody around me ever told me that God brought me into existence. They always told me, first I learned about mama, and then I learned about my ragged-ass daddy. That's all I was told. Nobody told me, well, you know, God made you. And I told them God did not make me. And so they want to start a religious conversation and want to show me that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. No, you don't know what you're talking about. You believe a God created. You have no evidence, no proof except your mother and father. Well, where did they come from? I don't know. And personally, I don't care. It's not my top priority. I could care less. But you can't prove. I can say I don't know. I'm not going to make up a lie like you have done. I don't know. You can say I believe. And when you say belief, could be not. Not necessarily so. You believe some divine creator being done this. Don't talk to me like it's a fact. Because if you're going to talk to me like that's a fact, then you have to bring the facts. And you're a believer. Believers don't care nothing about facts. The only thing believers care about is their belief. Either you believe or you don't. Show me some proof. A believer don't care nothing about proof. That's why you believe. The reason why we are asked to believe in religion because something is not right. Something is not real. So the teaching or the belief is asking you, accept it. We know that it's funny sounding, but we want you to believe it. Anyway, we want you to tell your brain, even though your brain is telling you that don't seem real, you're gonna force it on your brain. So there's something in this blackity black crowd. It's something called sciencing. And it's nothing but feel-good rhetoric. You take certain things and you flip them and flop them. And to those who are into these teachings, into this mindset, it sounds awfully good. Wow, brother, you a scholar. Wow, brother, you so smart. I can imagine on a slave plantation, those slaves who were able to get a little bit of knowledge, able to read and write a little bit, even on a kindergarten level. But that was amazing to those who were illiterate. Yowza, you can read and write? What does that say? That's amazing. Ain't nothing but kindergarten words. But to somebody who's illiterate, and you have somebody who can throw around a little language, that's amazing to them. Wowza, sons, you so smart. You's a scholar. There's nothing scholarly about it. 1 + 1 = 2. George Washington chopped down a cherry tree, all elementary education, but to those who don't know, it's mind-boggling. So if you are part of this mindset, it's amazing. And you are impressed by these kind of people. So they gather to Tariq Nasheed, they gather to Sinetta TV, they gather around all these YouTubers. Some of them barely got a high school education, but they're mesmerized because they can use a few big words. They can quote from the holy books, and they put on this show. I remember when I was in the Nation of Islam, and it was a brother who had a degree. He was a teacher. He was a teacher at one of the local colleges. So it's not like he doesn't have education, but he did. Technical difficulties. Sister Karen.
I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, technical difficulties. My internet went out.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's funny. It's funny how things be happening. Okay, so it was a brother in the temple, and like I told you before, technical difficulties. It was a brother. He was very smart. He was a teacher in one of the local colleges. He was a teacher in one of the local colleges, and he had the brothers mesmerized. And I was listening to him. But see, if I don't really understand something, or if you use one of those big long words or whatever, and I don't understand what that word means, I will go to the dictionary and look it up. That's just me. And so I listened to the brother's conversation, and he was saying some things that words that I did not know. And I went to the dictionary, looked them up. And I found out that these words do exist. However, how that brother was using the words in the conversation, the meaning was off base. It was wrong how he was using the words in this conversation. And so I approached the brother. I did not front him off. I did not try to embarrass him. I took him to the side and I told him, I said, brother, I was listening to your conversation. It was very interesting. You said some words that I did not understand. I went to the dictionary and I looked these words up, and you didn't use these words correctly, you know, according to their definitions. You didn't, it's not proper how you was using the words. Did he argue with me? Did he rise up in anger or something like? No, he did not. He just was silent. And he really didn't say nothing, and he just went on. What could he say? There's nothing that he could say. Except I caught him up, you know, trying to show off in front of other people that's not like me, that's mesmerized, that's not going to take the time to think for yourself so that you can understand and comprehend where this person is coming from. And so that's a severe problem in this so-called Black conscious community type thing, is that you have a great majority of people who are mesmerized because somebody can science stuff up. But when they are asked to break it down, they can't do it because it was all for a show. It's all to make others who have belittled themselves, who won't take the time to educate their own mind, you impress them. Well, that's what this is all about. So this brother, Taalik, whatever his name is, he wanna see, he's one of those kind of people that want to show you what I know. I'm smart. I'm the head. Nobody's smarter than me. He has that kind of attitude. And see, I don't care how smart you are. Belief does not supersede knowledge. And we on this platform, I demand knowledge. Not your belief. Not your sciencing. Well, you see, brother, if you climb a mountain and you put on the right shoes. No, I don't want to hear all that. Bring the facts, Jack. like they used to say in that old TV show. Just the facts. When you go to court, they don't want to hear what you believe. They want to know, what do you know? When you get on a stand in a court and when you talk about what you believe, they call that hearsay. They want to know what you know for a fact. Don't care about what you believe. Because belief could be not. When they put people, somebody robbed you, and they put all these people in a line, they don't want to hear, I believe that's the person. They want to know, are you sure? Is that the man that robbed you? Not believe. Are you sure that's the person? Facts. Of course, in situations like that, we get, it's not intentional, but we get our, we really believe that's the person and that's an innocent person because, our memory is really bad in situations like that. We really don't know. And innocent people go to jail and prison and be on death row all the time because of a person in their heart, they sincere, that's the man that done it. But when you look at human beings, a lot of us look like each other. So it's very easy to get one person mixed up with another. I don't know how many times I've been pulled over and some cop talk about, you look like somebody we looking for. Okay. But it happens. So this brother, he's Mr. Know-it-all. But you're not going to, see, I stand my square. I'm not impressed by all your hoopy-doop stuff. Play ring around all your sciencing. I want to know. And I'm not going to let you slip and slide and dip and duck. No, you're going to prove to us your God exists. And the easiest way to do that is bring your God to the live stream. That's the easiest way. Get it out the way. I don't even want to talk to you. Let me talk to your God in person. Well, brother, you say, I ain't no brother, you see nothing. I want to talk to this person, this divine creator that you talk about exists. Bring them to the live stream. What they scared of. I can't hurt them. Let's stop playing games. God needs to be made clear and plain, just like an apple, plain as day. What's the secret? Are you ugly as hell? What's your problem, Mr. God, Allah, Jehovah, all these countless names? Make up your mind. The whole thing is confusing. Don't get angry at me because I'm going to force you to prove what you're talking about. So I won't let them escape. So here come the name calling. The first thing this Negro say, I see why people don't listen to you. You a quack. Do you know what a quack is? A quack is somebody who sell like fake medicines or fake cures or whatever. Sell you a placebo. What am I selling that's fake? I'm not giving nobody, I'm not selling false hopes and dreams. That's what you're doing. Selling people this fake ass God, Allah, whatever the hell you want to call him. You give credit and can't prove Allah did a damn thing for nobody at any time. Then he goes on to say, you sure get emotional like a feminist or feminism or a woman or some crap. Oh, now you done crossed the line. You want to call names? I can call names too. Okay, I'm a woman, I'm emotional. I will embrace that woman trait while you embrace this masculine trait, and everything about you is masculine. Your God, your prophets, all these men you put on the wall, So to me, it sounds like you are homosexual. Sound like you gay. So I don't mind embracing the feminine trait, because ain't nothing but womanhood is around me. And these guys surround themselves with penis and have the nerve. I'm against homosexuality, but your God is male, and your prophet Noble Drew Ali is male, and everything about your religion is male. Abraham, Lot, all these prophets or whatever they are, all of them male. Everything about you is male. You praise male every day, praise penis every day. When do you let women come in your life? So to me, sir, you sound like you down low. You one of those undercover Moors. You want more man booty. That's what you're looking for. So I don't mind embracing the feminine. I don't mind embracing the woman, because I want woman in my life. You want more manhood in your life. You want some ding-a-ling in your life. Now, he started that. Because the only thing I'm asking you, you say that your God exists and your God do this. I'm just asking you to prove it. But you can't. It's something that you believe. Stop talking to people like it's real. It's your belief. And that's your business. Don't force that. Don't try to force that on me. I'm not gonna let you get that off. Because knowledge supersedes belief. Knowledge supersedes belief. I'm not going to let you get that off. And you think that I'm supposed to be impressed by you, your knowledge. And where you getting this knowledge from? Well, Noble Drew Ali, I don't know a lot about the Moorish Science Temple, but to my knowledge, Noble Drew Ali was a Negro out of North Carolina. He ended up going and visiting Egypt and all that kind of stuff. And then somebody over there told him, wow, you one of them smart American Negroes. You remind me of Jesus. You remind me of Prophet Muhammad. And he gravitated toward Islam and the Moors. And somehow he connected the Moors to American black people over here. I don't know how you done it, but he did. And then he took the Holy Quran and added his own Quran out of his mind. To my knowledge, he didn't even say God revealed nothing to him. He just created the 7 circles, or whatever they called the Quranic book of the Moors, and added that to the Quran. So Moors basically are worshipers of Islam, Allah. And what is that? You want me to be impressed by that? What is that, sir? Your Islam comes from a bunch of Arabs, a bunch of camel herders, nomads in the desert, riding camels, and they walk around a damn rock, the Kaaba. And before you die, you're supposed to at least walk around this rock one time in your life. A rock, a big black rock. The rock don't talk. The rock don't vibrate. It's just a big rock. I'm supposed to be impressed because you dumb enough to walk around a rock. The rock is divine. A rock, how in the hell is a rock divine? It's not even alive. It's a rock. You'll be dead, your children will be dead, and your children's children will be dead, and that rock will still be there. So here he comes. I think his name was Timothy Drew or something like that. Changed his name to Noble Drew Ali. He comes back to the United States and bring this belief, these teachings, to illiterate people. And this is what you have to understand. Illiterate, like I was telling you before, when people are illiterate, they are impressed by you, even though your knowledge is on the kindergarten level. They're impressed because they can't read and write. And they look at you, somebody like Noble Drew Ali, and he's quoting all this Quran stuff and talking about how you connected to the Moors and you so great. And here you are oppressed in this nation, and your mind have been indoctrinated, brainwashed with Christianity. And so you accept this stuff the same way that you accepted Christianity. The Moors. How the hell are we connected to Moors in Africa? There's no evidence. They never show no proof of us. And on top, and the full name is Blackamoor. Do you know why you have a Blackamoor? Because they had a Whiteamoor. White people, Europeans, can be Moors. That's why you had to distinguish between the Blackamoors and the Whiteamoors, because Europeans can be Moors too. It's not, it's part of this religious stuff. Just like a Jew. Anybody can be a Jew because it's a religion. Don't make no, they have nothing to do with your race or where you come from. It's religious belief system. Anybody can be that. Sammy Davis Jr. claimed to be a Jew. And Whoopi Goldberg. The only thing you have to do is believe in the prophet Moses or whatever, and practice that custom, and you can be a Jew. So what? Here we are in America. We've been sitting. There's no evidence that the so-called Negro ever been outside of America. My people come from Africa. They came from Africa. The Negro, the colored man, the so-called African American. You ain't never been in Africa. You've been laying right here for over 400 years. You ain't never been to Africa. You never lived in a time where there was no white folks around, because we was created on the slave plantation. You ain't no damn original man. The black man is God. When the hell was the black man some God crap? That's fairy tale, make-believe garbage for people who are illiterate, who are oppressed, that need something to give them high self-esteem, because you're nothing. And that's why you gravitate toward that. I'm a king. That's why you are attracted to that Egyptology or Cometicism, because because you're nothing. And those teachings give you value. You ain't never lived in Egypt. It's all lies. And they don't like me because I'm not going to let you get that lie off. It's lies. Religious lies. It's outrageous lies. And we deserve better than that. This is 2021. We're not illiterates. We're not functionally illiterate like they was in 1920s and the 1930s. Our people, do you realize that there were actual living slaves still alive, that was physically alive in the 1920s and 1930s? They were still alive. People that actually was slaves on the plantation, they were still alive in the 1920s and 1930s. The last physical slave died during that period of time. And I am told that the last child of a physical slave died in 2001. So all them suckers talk about slavery was a long time ago. 2001 is not a long time ago. The last child of a physical slave died in 2001. So slavery ain't a long time ago. We don't need these teachings no more. This 2021, you're educated, you're not illiterate like that anymore. You don't need it. And they want to get angry at me because I'm trying to show you we don't need that stuff no more. That was good for that period of time. And those teachings had some truths to it. And that's how you get caught up, because there are some truths. There are some facts. But when it's all said and done, it's fairy tales. It's mythology. Here you are living in America, and you're going to tell me about God, and either you got to go out the country to some foreigners to give you your religion, or you got to wait for a biracial man that's supposed to come from Mecca, and he come over here and teach you. Why God don't give us our own prophet and our own book? I don't want the Holy Quran. I want my own book. I want my own prophet. Just like they was given their own. What's wrong with that? And you promoting somebody else's stuff like it's yours. You didn't make it up. Then these same people turn around and call you a fake Moor and call you a fake Muslim. And you get angry and upset. They should know. You got it from them. They gave it to you. They have the right to tell you that you fake because they are the originators. It was given to them first. They know what's real and what's fake. Well, you see, I ain't no fake Moor. Islam been around ever since 666 trillion years ago. You're a damn lie. There's no record of no Islam until it was revealed to the so-called Prophet Muhammad. And y'all can't even prove Prophet Muhammad or Jesus or Abraham or Lot. None of these people even existed. Where are their grave sites at? Where are their relatives at? Most of them only had a first name. They don't have a last name. What's up with that? You have a lot of questions that you need to answer. You want to get angry at me because I refuse to accept your answers. Because see, that's belief. And that's belief. If that's what you need, that's fine. That's fine for you. I don't need that stuff. You need it. Don't tell me about your God. Your God don't exist. Only in your mind. And when you die, your God dies with you because it's your imagination. See, Facebook exists. And you can die right now. Facebook's still going to be here. An apple exists. When you die, the apple's still going to be here. The only way your God is going to exist is somebody got to keep it in their mind. Where is God when a bunch of atheists get together? Where is your God? Where is Allah? Where is Yahweh? Where are the gods at? Because it don't exist. Because these people don't think that way. And when you become comatose and your brain is, or when you get dementia and can't think, where's your God at? Where's your God at? Don't exist because you can't think about it no more. I've never heard about nobody screaming Jesus and Allah and all like that when they go comatose and they die. Because their brain is out. They can't think. It's over. Their God dies when their brain dies because it's your imagination. I don't need that. This is 2021. We don't need these archaic, outdated belief systems. We're not ignorant and illiterate no more. Whatever you can do, I can do. With or without your God. There's people way more successful than you ever be. And they don't claim God. You got this God on your side and you struggling. And there's people that don't claim God, got all the money in the world, got all the power in the world. Talk soul to me. That don't make any sense. Because if you got God on your side, you got all this power on your side, why are you struggling the way you do? So the brother went off on me, called me emotional and a feminism. I went right back on him. You must be gay. You must be looking for man peanut butter. You must be looking for some of that camel juice that you got from the sheep herders. I don't want their religion. I don't need it. You need it. Because you're still a functional illiterate. I'm not functionally illiterate. I don't need a story to give me self-esteem and sell me false hopes and dreams. I can accept reality. I can accept death. I don't care nothing about, oh, when I die, I'm going to turn into a ball of gas and go into the spiritual world. I could care less. Close my eyes and die. The end. I can accept that. I used to play in graveyards. I slept in the same room where my uncle died, and his body was decomposing, had maggots in his body. And I slept in the same room, and it didn't bother me none. All these fancy stories. So another one, what's that song by Queen? Doom, doom, doom. Another one bites the dust. Doom, 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 doom. Another one bites the dust. And another one. See, I don't know. I guess these people think because they put you on their panel or whatever, and they think that you're going to bow down to them or something because they have something that you want, and I'm going to lessen my position because I don't want to get you angry. And the hell with you and your damn YouTube channel that the white man gave you. Your Allah God didn't give you no YouTube channel or no Facebook. The real God gave you and blessed you with a YouTube channel. The white man, the devil. And when he gets sick of you, he kick your Negro happy ass off. And then you go crying and you got God. Oh, they banned me. They banned me. Bad old white man. He just don't want me. I'm a threat to him. That's why the white man don't want me on Facebook, because I'm a threat to him. You know what you remind me of? I'm gonna pass this mic here. You know what y'all Negro, pro-black, blackity black, all y'all religious folks out there in YouTube land, you know what you remind me of? You remind me of children who don't want to eat their vegetables because you want candy, because the candy tastes good. It's got that flavor, but you don't want to eat your vegetables that's good for your body because it don't taste good. But you need your vegetables. You need real food to give your body substance. And that candy and those chips and all that junk food, it give you cavities. Give you you have children that have diabetes and high blood pressure already as children, eating junk food. And that's what you remind me of. You don't want to eat good food. You want something that make you feel good. That carbonated water. That's something sweet. Candy cane. You don't want to eat your vegetables. You don't want that broccoli. You don't want those peas and corn and all those things, those foods that will actually help you live. You want to continue to consume those things that cause you to die and make you sick. We don't do that here. We eat our vegetables here. And actually, I always loved my vegetables. I never had no problem eating vegetables. I love corn and broccoli and asparagus and all that. I never had no problem with vegetables. That's your problem. You want something that tastes good. And though you want some sweets. For every physical law, there's a spiritual law. So all these things that we believe in, they make us feel good. And that's why we embrace them and can't let it go. Our religious potato chips. Our religious potato chips. And our religious cookies and cakes and ice cream. And I've never tried to be friends with this man because I know how they think. The only reason why he wanted me on his platform so I could say something negative or what seemed to be negative about Minister Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. He was not interested in the Mississippi campaign. But I went on and did it because it still was an opportunity to gain listeners to the Mississippi campaign. So, you know, I benefit and he benefit. But I'm not your slave, sir. And I don't bow down to nobody. You can take what you have and kick rocks. I never tried to be his friend. I never was on the phone with him, bothering him about anything. If you want to do it, do it. If you don't, you don't. Don't make me any different. You want to call me names? I can call names too, sir. And I think I can call names better than you can. I can talk about your ragged ass, nothing religion. Because that's what it is. And even he says, out of his mouth, they are failures. They're losers. So you can't get angry at me. I'm the best thing that ever happened to your damn channel. We are the real conscious. The ones that come here. We are the ones with our minds open here. We are the real liberators here. You're not. Some of you may be sincere, but you don't know what the hell to do. We know what to do here. You leading the people astray. Your mindset is archaic. Your mindset keeps you in another different kind of slavery. You left the white man just to go on a Negro slave plantation. That's all you've done. I don't worship no man. I'm not going to worship no God. No man, no God, no alien is better than me. I'm not bound down to you, Fruit Loop. I'd rather be dead. I'm free. What do you think free means? You're not free if you worshiping God because you're a servant. Servant means slave. Now, if God want to give me a glass of water, I'll be happy to go give God a glass of water. But punk, I'm not bowing down to you. I remember I used to go off about God in the church, and the people actually were scared. Don't say that. You a bolt of lightning. They actually think it never happened. Stop ducking and dodging. Ain't no lightning gonna come here. And I talked about God, you know, Jesus and stuff bad in the church. I talked about Jesus so bad, I had to watch myself for the lightning. I'm like, oh man, just in case, you know, just in case. But we know ain't nothing gonna never happen. We know that. But you ought to see how scared a lot, especially the older people, they trembling. Brother, please calm down. Don't do that. Ain't nothing gonna happen. Ain't never happened. We've been worshiping these gods all this time. Our ancestors worship this God on the slave plantation. 400 years. Damn, that's a long time. And we still do it after we got the slave plantation. And what happened to you? Oh, you in the store with a counterfeit 20, go outside and the pepperwood mess with you, and you end up crying for your mama and end up dead. Not crying for God. George Floyd, one of his last words was, "Mama, mama." He didn't say daddy. And I know some of y'all men don't like that either. Because you're not men. I wouldn't have cried for daddy either. Because if his daddy was a father, he shouldn't have been in that situation to begin with. Because daddy and mama knew when you bringing that baby into the world that you bringing that child into a hostile environment. And there's a probability that your child can die that way or end up in prison or another crazy Negro blow their brains out. You knew it. But for vanity's sake, for selfishness' sake, we bring these children into the world knowing they're surrounded by predators. Your poor baby girl, you claim that you love your daughter, now she's missing somewhere. She's part of the sex trafficking trade. You'll never see her again in your life. She's probably over there in China some damn where. So we're about bringing this to an end. Because clearly your God can't get the job done. I'm going to pass the mic around here. And of course, I'm going to give it to our sisters first. Sister Karen was here. Then my sister Noble, Brother Daniel. Then our elder is in the house, Brother Omar. With he's going to put a, give us a little of that old school wisdom. And that's how we're going to roll tonight. And we're going to have a peaceful conversation about that. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Sister Karen, take it away.
Thanks for having me. And I want to say good evening to everybody on the panel, Brother Daniel, Sister Noble, and Brother Omar. Thank you for having me on here tonight. I don't have much to say, and I know Sister Noble wrote something nice, and I'm going to let her take it away shortly. I just wanted to comment in the beginning. You were saying that, they don't want to be around any women. You know why they don't want to. You know why they don't want to be. You know that. Well, they don't think we have anything to bring to the table. They don't think we have any intelligent talking points. Mm-hmm. And, they don't want anything women have to say. When we talk, it's like Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah. They ain't paying attention. So, and I mean, I think a lot of times is that, God forbid, we say something that might be a better idea or more intelligent or, then, they're like, oh, you're a feminist. No, I'm not that. I'm just smart. I just have something to share. But, and then another thing you said, I don't understand why they talk about all these African and Arabian teachings. Like you said before, we're a new people.
Yes.
Most of us will never even visit, let alone move to the continent of Africa. And we're not going to adopt their customs. What they might do one little thing, dress a certain way, have little African trinkets around the house, maybe go to an African festival once a year. I mean, what is that? I mean, we should be proud of what we accomplished, being descendants of slaves. We did a lot. We've invented a lot. We were able to get educated right after slavery. We did and stuff. And, basically doing that, we're slicing and dicing ourselves into a bunch of different groups. We're finding fault with people that don't believe what we believe. That's stupid. Now, I'm a Christian. Everybody on here knows I'm a Christian. And I know I'm probably the only person, and y'all respect me. You say, I don't be talking about no Christian stuff. Well, that ain't what this channel is about. It's not what we ain't focusing on that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We're trying to be free. Why we worried about religion? And I mean, come on, this is not the secret. That don't have nothing to do with being free. We're living under systematic racism. Why do you care what somebody believes?
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna push my beliefs on you. I mean, it's ridiculous, y'all. This is why we can't be worried about what people believe or don't believe. And you know what? That's pretty much all I had to say. And I'm gonna pass the mic. Thank you again for having me. I'm gonna pass the mic to Sister Noble. Nice to see you, Sister Noble.
Actually, I didn't write anything. I just came to the live stream and I just typed up something. I didn't write anything. I didn't come here with a speech or anything tonight. But I will say, I'm gonna pass the mic. I don't want your religion. I'm not going to worship your gods or goddesses. In fact, the biblical God is a malevolent entity. Okay, all throughout the Bible, you can see that that biblical God is evil, unjust, hate women and children.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, he is a psychopath. You can literally read that in the Old Testament. Okay, and you know, I've been talking about the archons lately. I've been talking about these ancient extraterrestrials that biblical writers plagiarized from the Babylonian creation story. Okay. Because that's what the Genesis account is based on the Babylonian creation myth. Okay, so you know, we can see that this biblical God, all of your Abrahamic gods and goddesses, because you know they've excluded the goddess in Judaism called Asherah. They don't even recognize that the God of the Bible had a wife. They don't even recognize that in Judaism. Mm-hmm. They don't recognize that in the Hebrew Israelism religion, you know, Hebrew Israelism. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm separating myself from the Black consciousness community. Okay. I'm putting the Black consciousness community on trial. Okay. And Angel Snub 7, you said something last night that I thought about again today. You said real, no real.
Right.
And that's why I fucks with Angel Snub. Because I like real people. I like people that are genuine. I like people that just tell you how it is, and they don't, you know, they don't get off their square just because you don't like what they say. See what I'm saying? They tell you how it is, and they don't step down off their square. They remain firm on their square. I like people like Angel Snub 7. And yes, we have bumped heads. Okay, we don't always see eye to eye. Okay. And, you know, this brother, you know, said some things to me that pissed me off. And I've said some things to him that has pissed him off. But what I know about this man is that he is very consistent. It's very consistent. That's what I know about him. Okay. Him and I started communicating via the internet in 2009 or 10. He says 2009. I say 2010. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I know that this man is very consistent in what he stands for. And since he left the Nation of Islam, he has been very consistent. Okay. I left organized Christianity in April 2011, but I ended up going back because, you know, I read this book called A Land Unknown, Hell's Dominion. And that's what made me go back into Christianity in 2015. But this man, when he left the Nation of Islam, he has not returned. Okay. And, you know, he has since, you know, separated himself from the Black consciousness community. The Nation of Islam is, you know, a part of the Black consciousness community. And we're going to put all of these people, all the Black consciousness community on trial.
Right.
And that's all I got to say. I'm going to pass the mic.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
The so-called Black conscious community. I call it the so-called Black conscious community. That community been around for years. Look what position that we in as a people. Are we liberated?
No.
So they're going to tell you. That should tell you something. What I was going to say is, you know, like George Floyd, he called on his mother. I didn't see nothing wrong with that because we all called on our mother first when we came out the womb of our mother. We didn't call on our father first. I called on my mom first. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, they got all these masculine deities, nothing feminine. And then I put it to you like this. If there was no women around, I would want to commit suicide. I would kill myself if there was no women around.
Right.
I would end my life straight up. I can't live without no woman. And the woman can't live without us. We're one and the same. What else I was going to say? Go ahead.
Yeah, talk about that the Moorish connection to Turkey. You know, I think he was talking about.
Oh yes, sir. Lilac Moors used to. They call it even the Nation of Islam. They all connected. The Nation of Islam and the Moorish Science Temple has Moorish elements and Indian elements in it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. The Moors, they wear the last name Bey. Elijah Muhammad, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad named people Bey too, or Bayak. Bayak is Turkish. It's a Turkish name. The Nation of Islam flag and the Moorish Science Temple flag is a Turkish flag.
Mm-hmm.
The fez that the Moors wear is from Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
It's Turkish. It's Turkish in origin. But a lot of them are really an offshoot of the Ahmadiyya movement. Because if you study both of them, the guy that taught Noble Drew Ali, he came from India, and Farad Muhammad came from India too. So it's a connection. They're connected. They came from the same source. That's like Noble Drew Ali called himself a prophet. Farad Muhammad called himself a prophet. That's in the lessons. That's in the 120 lessons.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, Elijah Muhammad started calling himself a messenger. After that, so you know, it's a bunch of discrepancies. Both of them are religious cults. That's what they are. They're cults. And the Moors talking about the Moorish Empire. They're talking about they Moors, and they don't mess with what they say, they don't mess with the Abians. But according to the Moors, the Moorish history, the historical Moors, they ran off through Europe and was messing with Abian women. That's a fact. They ran through Spain and had children by those women. They ran through Lisbon, Portugal. I've been to Lisbon, Portugal. They was up in there. They was up in Italy. They was all through Europe, intermarrying with the women over there. They didn't have the concept. The ancient Moors didn't have the same concept as the Moors here. They didn't see color They didn't look at it as a color thing. So a lot of the stuff that the Moors teach and the Nation of Islam teach is pseudo. It's pseudo. So you know that's there you have it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you look at the costume that Noble Drew Ali wore, it's a costume that people in India wear.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at that little turban he got, people in India wear that with the feather, whatever. That's an Indian costume. So both of them was influenced by people from India.
Mm-hmm.
And Omar can elaborate on because we talked about it a little bit. He can elaborate more. But I'm gonna pass the mic to Omar, the elder. Okay. But like I said, we shouldn't be arguing. Like I said, I agree with the sister. I don't care what you believe, as long as you keep it to yourself. Because we can't unite under no religion. That's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. Okay, our number one religion should be liberation. That's it.
That's right.
How are we going to get out of this condition and get our piece of the pie? Mm-hmm. That's all I got to say. I'm going to pass the mic to our elder, Omar Shamsuddin. Mm-hmm.
Greetings, peace be unto everybody.
Peace, peace, my brother.
I thank you, Brother Taalik, distinguished panel, for allowing me to visit your platform. You know, it is a distinct honor, and I guess I don't have a whole lot to add to the discussion, but I there's a couple of things I might be able to share, and hopefully it will be beneficial. I'm in general agreement with the disposition of the outlook that my previous speakers have shared. You know, and I think that the little caveat that I would like to add to it is that what I would suggest, and it's only a suggestion, that we take a look at everything that is out there of everyone and be wise And that wiseness would be take whatever is beneficial, whatever good that is there that you can take to assist you in building your life. Take it. Because trust me, we are not going to ever all agree on the same thing. But I promise you, if you look at whatever group is out there, there is something that you can take and benefit in your life. That way, you're not any one, you are all. Because the bottom line is we are one humanity. And when we realize that, then we say, hey, it is possible that those human beings have something to offer me that can assist me in doing the things that I want to do in my life. You know, and I believe that if we take that position, I see nothing but growth and development. I was on a platform with a young lady, I believe it was yesterday, and they were highlighting all of the fucked up shit in society. And I said to them, I said, hey, look, who gives a fuck about the fucked up shit? What we gotta do is that we gotta say, hey, look, what good can I find in society? And if we lift that up, if we take that in, we will have a marvelous situation. But trust me, people, you can't keep eating shit and think you're going to be healthy. What's eating shit? Eating shit is finding all of the bad stuff that's out there. Just leave it alone. It'll rot away. A man told me a long time ago, he said, listen, if you see a pile of manure, for those people that don't know what manure is, shit, piled up out there, he said the worst thing in the world you can do is go and kick it. Just leave it there, and nature will take care of it. It will dry out all that is there, and you won't have no more problems out of that particular pile. I'm saying to my distinguished panel and my distinguished people that hear my voice, look for the good that's out there. There's plenty of it. There's plenty of it. A problem that the good people have is that they are busy lifting up all the fucked up shit. When they should be finding whatever good that is that's out there. And I'm going to gravitate to that. I'm going to lift that up. And I'm going to take in like a sponge all of the goodness that human beings have to offer. And trust me, human beings are some magnificent creatures. I'm not selling God. I'm not selling the devil. I'm saying to you that the human being is a magnificent creature. And if we just take the time to search out the good stuff and take that and build our character, build our destiny. If we take the time and do that, there's nothing in this universe that can stop us. But we are stopping ourselves, because what happened is Science say that no two things can occupy the same space at the same time. So if we are busy putting all the garbage in our brain, what's happening? There's no good going in there. And the old saying, if you put a glass down and you just keep pouring, you can get rid of this shit that way if you want to. But don't worry about the bad stuff. It only has a voice because there are people behind the scenes that say, hey, look, we want to rule. So all we got to do is keep these idiots busy fighting each other. As long as they're fighting each other, they can't find no commonality. We will always rule them because they'll never come together. Why? Because I don't like your God. Who gives a fuck about your God? Because I'm saying, hey, look, man, we can do better than what we are doing. And how is it by saying, oh, let me see what Brother Taalik is doing. That's why I come to your platform. I said, let me see what Brother Taalik is doing. I'm gonna go there and see. Oh wow, I can learn this here. Okay, good, fantastic. Now I'm gonna take that shit that I heard Brother Taalik say, and I'm gonna say it somewhere else, and they're gonna think I'm smart as hell. And if Brother Taalik is smart, he'll do the same thing with Brother Omar. Because all Brother Omar is going to do is put out what is good and decent and honorable. And see if it's possible, and it is, that we can create a new life here in this supposedly messed up country. I was talking with a gentleman the other day, and I asked him a question. I said, why is it, I could never understand why it is that people that live in Oasis, Jamaica, all those different islands, Hawaii, all these countries that seem like they live in heaven weather-wise. I said, why would they leave that to come to America? And he opened my eyes to something. He said, brother, that's heaven to y'all because y'all not there. We don't got running water. We don't got good air conditioning. We don't even have drinking water. We got to buy our water. So who's living in heaven? And that is we can get immediate results. We can get it. Because all we got to do is a simple process. Change a thought. Change a thought. Just change a thought and you'll get immediate results. Change the way that you feel. Live your life and let your mission be to feel as good as you can feel. And let nothing take that good feeling away from you. And I promise you, if you do that, you're going to be surprised at the stuff that begins to happen in your life. Because we as people, we're like a magnet. We draw to us that which we focus on. And if we're constantly focusing on shit, we're going to draw shit to us. But if we focus on the decent and honorable things in life, we're going to draw that to us. Simple as that. And nobody, no white man, No black man, no brown man, no yellow man, nobody would be able to stop you from progressing. Black people, so-called black people, I always like using that term black, but let me tell you this. You can accomplish so much. All you got to do is cut this bullshit out and come together. Come together and see what your unity will do for you. Brother Taalik has been telling us for how long now, hey, bring y'all asses on down to Mississippi. What is it? What is the uniqueness about Mississippi? The cost of living isn't nearly as high as it is in other parts of the country. Any of these southern states, Louisiana, Mississippi, Georgia, Alabama, Florida's like out of the question right now. They going crazy down there. But all of these lands are here, and you don't have to worry about high cost of living. That's like giving yourself a pay raise. The white man, let me call them what they are, the Caucasian man has overlooked the southern part of this country. Everything is focused up north and out west. Black people, if you want a better life, get your behind down south. Come on down to Mississippi. Join the Mississippi campaign so that you can establish a better life for you and your children. Look, we're asking you to voluntarily come down here now. But I'm telling you, within the not too distant future, you're not going to have a choice. Because the Caucasian people, they are doing this gentrification process all over the country. And guess who is being pushed aside? Yeah, these same people that have the time to sit around and fight about what they fucking believe in. They're pushing your asses right on out of there because you can't afford to live in those places. So use your brain and make intelligent choices. And if you play your cards right, man, within 10 years, you won't even recognize who you are. Just by coming together. It's something I always tell people. Look, if you got 40 million people, and if 40 million people give $1 a week, that is $40 million a week. Multiply that times 10 years. That's 52 weeks in a year, right? It don't take a rocket scientist to do that simple math. Don't sit around and wait for white people to give you reparations. Fuck them. And when you say fuck them, guess what? You're gonna find they're gonna come running after you. They're gonna give you the reparation that you've been begging for because you're proving to them that you don't need their hunky asses. Thank you kindly, sir.
Yes, sir. Very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. I just want to piggyback, and we're going to go around the room again for closing remarks. I just want to piggyback off of what the elder message that he had to bring us to tonight, and that's always good. We should always respect and listen and take the advice or heed the call of our elders because they've been through some things, and we should always be open to learn. I want to say this from my experience within the last few years, and I totally understand where our brother is coming from. However, we're dealing with a bunch of, as Sister Noble always say, a bunch of sociopaths, psychotic people. If they were normal, what our brother is talking about wouldn't be a problem. We're not dealing with the normal. We're dealing with sociopaths, narcissists. And they have to be brought down a notch. Their group, their audience have to be shown what they are in real time. Their audience needs to see them as the cowards, as the incompetent, as the jealous and the envious, as the narcissists, as the psychopaths that they really are. And they mean you no good. They need to see this. So I don't expect this brother or none of these wackos to make a video about me, because if they do, they're going to expose themselves. They're not going to be, they can't go with me video on video. They can't handle that. They won't be able to do that. And their audience will see them as they are. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. They're incompetent, they're weak. They have no plan for you. The only thing they want from you is your money and your praise. Oh, you a smart Negro. You a scholar. That's all they want from you. The brother said, Brother Healthcare, I think you a brother, I'm pretty sure. Healthcare says searching those things out will take a lifetime. We need immediate results. These pieces of trash is causing us not to have immediate results. They're in the way. And they need to be removed. If you can't move them out the way, then you need to tell them that the doo-doo is there. Like the brother was talking about shit. Yeah, you need to tell them they shit. It's in the way. Watch out for it. You need to tell them that. They need to know that. I found that my travel is easier when I stand up to these suckers. They call me a coon and a sambo and a hypocrite and a traitor. Oh, I can call names too. Let's get this on and popping. Let's do it. And they start backing down. I'm not Dr. King. And I'm not Jesus. I don't turn the other cheek. I'm not into that. And you ought to see how they buckle and they start crying. He called me a sewer rat. He called me a piece of trash, because you are. If you can dish it out, you can take it. See, if you notice, Dr. King took it. Those niggas called Dr. King a coon and a traitor and all this other book. If you notice, Dr. King never talked about Malcolm. He never talked about these people that was calling him the name. Dr. King never did that. He never fired back. I ain't Dr. King. You slap me, I'm slapping your happy ass back. It's simple as that. You call name, and see, I'm going to show you people that you're not as smart as you think that you are. You're just a loud mouth. And you're a bunch of incompetent cowards. Now, this brother going to call me emotional, and I act like a woman. This piece of trash Negro didn't even call my phone and tell me he's going to unblock me. You know, he's going to block me. Or he never was man enough to say, hey, brother, this is getting too far. Let's talk about it. He got my telephone number. He's not man. That's why I go hard and do what I say about men, because these men aren't men to me. They're a bunch of frauds. They keep calling somebody feminist. These men are more emotional than any woman I've been around. And I've been raised around women almost all my life. And I enjoy it. I enjoy being around my mother, my sisters, cousins, and other girls and whatever. I loved it. I don't like being around hard legs. Even when I was in the Nation of Islam, I hung around the MGT, around them sisters with with the white dresses on, or whatever. I hung around the women. They said, brother, you sure like being around the sisters. I don't want to be around y'all hard legs. You look like me. You're hard. The sisters had that nice little tone voice, and even though the sisters wore the long dress or whatever, you could still see their little shape. I love all that. I don't want to see the shape of a man. I can't do it. I'm like, Brother Daniel, I can't do it. I cannot do it. And the sisters, when I was in the Nation of Islam, they love me. Here I am in Brooklyn, and some of y'all know how Brooklyn and some of those boroughs are made. They had 6 lanes, streets, 3 on one side, 3 on the other. I would go out on the street. I would go out on the street by myself and stop all the traffic so those sisters could go across the street and get to their cars and whatever. So I think we got Brother Taalik here. Brother Taalik, oh, he dropped off again. He having technical difficulties. He's gonna have to work on that. But we got to deal with these people, because I understand where Brother Omar coming from. These people are not our friends. They're not friends of the people. They are sociopaths and narcissists, and you're gonna have to deal with them. You're gonna have to push them out the way, because they're hindering the progress. They are stopping us from getting immediate results because they're not interested. They're not your brother. They're not your sister. They're a bunch of plantation owners looking for slaves. They're not your brother. I know that we have high hopes, but they're not. And they prove every day they're not. That's why I'm not interested in their unity. Their unity has stipulations. Their unity comes with strings attached. Only thing I want you, brother, is to be free. I'm not trying to force no religion on you or no ideology. I just want you to put you in a better place in life. That's all. But these clowns is in the way. And they need to be exposed. They need to be dealt with. I understand what Brother Omar is saying. We got Brother Taalik here trying to hang. Brother Taalik, he's having technical difficulties. But anybody want to say anything in the closing remarks so we can get out of here? Sister Karen.
You know what I want to say real quick? They call it's so funny. These dudes call anybody a feminist that disagrees with their talking points.
Yeah.
Or you don't believe what they believe, especially us women. I've been called a feminist by a few different guys. And I'm like, do you know the definition of feminist?
Huh.
I mean, I'm not a feminist, but I always took it as just equal rights for men and women. I mean, maybe there's something I'm missing. What's wrong with that? But ain't nobody saying they're a feminist. Like, what? I mean, I've been called this by Umar Johnson. I know it was him because he say the same shit every time he talks to somebody. He called you a feminist, then you a swirler, then you in love with him, you obsessed with him, then you're a lesbian. I'm like, well, which one am I? I can't be all 4 of them. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just they call women feminists just because we don't agree with what they're saying, and we won't shut up, and we're defending ourselves. Well, I got to be a feminist because I'm not shutting the hell up, and I don't agree with what you say, and I'm gonna say it. I'm not gonna be like, well, okay, no, I'm not gonna do that. But you know what? I mean, especially if you're a man that takes up for women, or you don't agree with the crowd, they like to call y'all feminists, and I'm like, really?
Hey,
I'm petty and immature. I'm gonna pass the mic. Thank you again for having me tonight.
Well, if you don't mind, Taalik seems like he having technical difficulties. He can say something real quick. Taalik.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
All right, because I could still hear you on the other end. Like you still talking.
No, we're not saying nothing. Go ahead.
All right, brother. Well, I'm going to just have to block out your voice then. But anyway, I saw your video last night that you made concerning you being on that brother's platform. Now, first of all, when that brother mentioned another Moor as being, a leader in the community, he was talking about this one Moor brother that's based in my hometown of Detroit. And this one brother here, he's known for a lot of illegal stuff, criminally wise. So I wouldn't consider him as being nowhere near a true leader in the so-called Black community, let alone the conscious community, okay? And so I already seen signs, where that brother basically didn't know what he was talking about, other than admitting the fact that there are failures in his organization, which he claims is the Moorish Science Temple of America. Now, with that said, I have to also say that, I've listened to most of y'all talk, to all of y'all talk on this panel tonight, and I am in concurrence. As long as we're at each other's throats based on belief systems, ideologies, it's going to be easy for the enemy to keep us dissected, to keep us divided, to keep us at each other's throats, whether it be violently, whether it be emotionally or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because we have not clearly woken up to see that the world is passing us by as a group of people. And this is why I always bring up extermination, because that is a reality that's facing us. If we do not unite and put all them stupid differences to the side, you know what I'm saying? We ain't really got time right now to be divided. Because look at how many of us is dropping like flies throughout this country. Every day you look on the news. Okay. Did I drop off? Yeah, I heard brother saying I dropped off.
You're still there. I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, as I was saying, we need to unite. Because my back is against the wall right now. I'm wondering if I should, leave this country one day because of the fact that we're so divided. But I want to stay here because I don't want to go nowhere else and be under nobody else's rule, to be honest, and have to be subjected to their customs and laws, especially in a foreign land somewhere thousands of miles away. But our people is so divided. Our people are so divided. We got to stop it and come together. Can you, I hear you speaking, Brother Angel, because I'm confused right now in this situation. Is it me speaking or is you speaking?
Nobody. All you gotta do is put his phone on mute.
Huh?
All you gotta do is put his phone on mute. I'm gonna put mine on mute now.
Okay, put his phone on mute. Well, he don't got me on the, huh?
He already put his phone on mute already. I'm about to put mine on mute again.
Okay. Oh boy, this is crazy. Okay, are y'all with me now? All right. But anyway, like I said, basically, that's where the situation is right now. You know, we have to put ourselves in a position to the point where we ain't got nobody else any longer to blame. So once we do get control of a state and take control of our destiny, then if it fails, we won't have nobody to blame, not even the racists. So we need to put ourselves in a position, if we truly want to be independent of this situation that we find ourselves in, or just simply die. Simple as that. You know? And like Tupac said, we living in a white man's heaven, which is our hell. And that's true. But like I said, but anyway, here go this confusion again. But anyway, like I was saying, yeah, we really need to get it together. We seriously need to get it together. All right, yeah. But we need to get it together. We really need to get it together. That's all it is to it. Ain't no sitting up, you know what I'm saying? Sense of sitting up arguing, bickering. Because right now, like the brother said, we ain't got too much choice in the matter. We being stomped out of the equation as far as America's plan is concerned. And like I've been trying to tell people for the longest, we can become wiped out as a group of people completely. It happened to the ancient Native Americans. And there was just as more of them here on this land called present-day North America than it is us as indigenous so-called Black Americans. So, I mean, we need to wake up to that reality. But since I hear all this confusion right now over the streamline, I'm going to just pass the mic and let someone else take us off live. So, but I was glad to be able to at least come on here and speak.
Yes, sir.
You know, so peace.
Peace out. Passing the mic to Sister Noble. You got any closing remarks?
Well, you know, I just wanna say, you know, I don't go looking for trouble. You know, I don't.
Right.
Trouble comes to me. Really, it does. Trouble comes to me. I don't go out of my way to try to deceive folks, and you know, if I don't like a person, I don't deal with them. You know, if I don't like you, I just leave you alone. I don't want to talk to you if I don't like you. You know, that ain't how some folks is. That ain't how some people operate. You know, some people, you know, are very sociopathic. You know, they got childhood problems. You know, I mean, they got problems from their childhood. I'm sorry, problems from their childhood. And, you know, that trauma that is unresolved, a lot of that, they take it out on other people. And it's not fair, but, you know, that's what people do when they're hurt. Hurt people hurt other people, okay? And that's why, you know, we should all have access to mental health care in this country as a group, okay? We should all have access to not only, you know, physical health care, I mean, adequate physical health care, but we should all have access to mental health care free of charge because of our historical trauma in this country as a group. And I feel that Angel Snupnup 7 had all good intentions in this situation with the Moorish brother. I feel like he had good intentions, but the other person did not really truly have good intentions. Angel Snupnup wanted to stick to Operation Exodus Mississippi discussion. And this other brother, you know, even though he pretended like he was interested, we now know that he really wasn't interested in Operation Exodus, Mississippi. He wants to debate Angel Snupnup on the God concept, knowing that Angel Snupnup does not want to talk about that. But, you know, some people, they have to try you. They have to try you, you know, they have to try you. So, you know, it is what it is. And that's how our people roll in this country. That's how we do. You know, a lot of us don't have respect for one another. And that's a problem, you know, because if you don't respect me, you're not going to treat me like a human being. You're not going to treat me with dignity. If you don't respect me, you're not going to honor my life. If you don't respect me, you're not going to honor my emotional health. If you don't respect me, you're just going to try and trample all over me in some sort of way, or try to take advantage of me if you don't respect me, if you don't respect my life. Okay, so it's lightning outside. I think y'all might hear that lightning. Yeah. But I'm not afraid of it. I'm just letting you know the background noise here. So, you know, if people don't respect, you know, don't respect your life, why would I be dealing with you if you don't respect my life? Or you don't respect my emotional health. You're bringing me all this drama that you created in your brain. And I'm just like, I'm sitting here enthralled because has this ever happened to me before? I don't think so. No, I'm serious. I've never been in no mess like this with a man, with another woman accusing me of making a play for her man. I don't think I've ever been involved in no mess like this. Now that I think about it, because I carry myself in a certain manner. I don't sleep with other women's husbands and boyfriends, and that's not me. That's not me. I don't do that, you know? And so it took me to a place where, you know, all this jealousy, you know, like, why? You know, I ain't got no more than nobody else right now, really. I'm living modestly. That's all. I'm just living modestly. That's it. You know, nothing to be jealous of here, really. Nothing to be intimidated by or jealous here. But evidently, there's something about me. And it's not based on money. It's not based on looks. It can't be based on money because I don't have a lot of it. See what I'm saying? So, I mean, what is it? What is it? Is it my spirit? Is it my strength? Is it my looks? And I'm not a vain person, you know. I'm not one of these people, oh, you know, I'm so pretty and, you know, and all the men admire me. That's not me. That's not me. I don't give a flip-flop if these men don't admire me. If you admire me, that's wonderful. Thank you. You know, thank you. But I'm not sitting around, you know, worrying about whether some guy likes me. I'm not sitting around worrying about your man. I'm not trying to hook up with nobody man. Okay? If anything, I want my own man. I want my own husband. I don't want to share him with another woman or other women. Okay? Now I'm going to pass the mic. I'm done.
Brother Daniel, closing remarks?
Yes, sir. You know, I have my queen. She always tell me that she don't mess with a lot of females because, like what Sister Nova said, she don't like the drama. So my queen, all she deals with is her family because she don't like the drama. She told me she tried that in the past several times, and all it was drama. So, you know, I don't know what the sister's going to do. We got to figure a way how they're going to get that straightened out, because, you know, sisters are going to be coming here, you know. And I would like to see Operation Mississippi to be successful. You know what I mean? Me personally, I don't care what you believe in. You could believe the Rock is God. As long as you don't try to, as long as you don't push your beliefs on me, on other people. If people want to listen to it, yeah, you could tell them they want to listen to it. But if they don't want to listen to it, I don't believe you should try to force your beliefs on people. If they don't want to listen to it, I want to see Operation Mississippi to be a success. That's what I want. I want this to be successful. It has the potential to be successful because I see nothing but good people around that's on this panel. That's all I see is good people. I believe we could work it out. We can grow. We should go to different platforms who allow us in so we could talk about Operation Mississippi. Just like I gave you that sister's email, so you could email and see if you can get on her platform, because that sister has a big platform. And I read that sister's spirit. She seemed like she has a good spirit. The sister that I gave you the she seemed like she has a genuine concern of our people, that she's for real about the liberation of our people. From her spirit. I could be wrong. I'm just going by her spirit. That's all I want to say. You know, I want to see Operation Mississippi to be a success. All right, peace.
And last but not least, our brother and elder, Brother Omar. Any last closing remarks, sir? Brother Omar, are you talking? Your mic is on mute.
Yeah, I was talking my behind off. Oh boy. Yeah, I thank you, and I thank the panelists, and I don't want to offend anyone. I'm not really pointing fingers at anyone. My message, wherever I go, to whomever I talk, is unity for Black people, so-called Black, you know, and I know that the way not to unity is a bunch of stuff, you know. But if we can, now let me say this here though, too, also. I'm not suggesting that anyone affiliate themselves with anyone, especially if you don't get along, you know. But what I am suggesting is to just be observant and find out whatever it is that you can utilize. It may not even come from this person that you're having a problem with. You know, I'm saying, look, just forget about those people. You know, nature will handle that. You know, but the only thing I'm saying is that let us find a way to come together. I'm not talking about with these people that you're having issues with. There are plenty more people out there. You know, and plenty more people that have something of value to offer. And I'm just suggesting that we be value seekers. You know, see what is it that we can get in order to make us a better me. You know, and when we do that, you're gonna find is that you're gonna stop attracting, because if somebody is in your existence, trust and believe you brought them there. You may say, "Oh, no fucking way! I brought that piece of garbage in my life." But I'm telling you, there is something that you apparently had to learn from that situation, you know, and you some kind of way brought those people into your life. And I'm saying, if you put yourself on a whole different wavelength, those people won't even exist. It's like listening to your favorite radio station. Whatever that station is, if you go to another station, you will not find another frequency. You will not find your favorite music on that frequency. So in order to get over to that other frequency, who took you there? You did. You turned the channel. Unless there's some interference, electromagnetic interference somewhere, you know. So just know that you got charge. You have control. I'm talking to this panel and the people that are listening. You have control of your life, and you have the right and the ability to turn off anything that you don't want to hear. You know, if somebody is being disrespectful, hey, the good thing about it, you can block anybody today, and they can block you. You don't have to put up with that. In other words, don't accept their poison. They try to give you poison. Don't accept it. Reject it, and your life will be a better life. Brother Taalik, thank you again, sir. My distinguished panelist, thank you again. And may the peace and blessing of the universe be on you.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Thank you. Brother Talib, you think you can say something? What kind of, are you having technical difficulties?
I see everybody. They say I'm in the show, so I guess y'all can hear me.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sister Noble, you know, I respect your passion, and when you stand there, sister, and you know I know as well that I do. And man, I tell you, because me and you are alike in so many ways when it comes to just having zero tolerance for BS, you know. And I really, it's a lot of things about us I don't like. But the only reason I'm on board with this, because I want to see our future generations have a better future than we had.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's about, really. But at the same time, I definitely, you know, stand firmly on, you know, less tolerating a bunch of bull crap from people. I went through it all my life. I went through it in the so-called conscious community. And I really, honestly, brother, I don't even, I would have rather you not, brother Taalik, had went on that brother's platform. Because tell you something, and I've said it in other videos on different panels, even on my channel, and videos I've posted, you know, that them so-called Moors, they be into a lot of illegal stuff, you know, and they be dealing in a lot of stuff that's not you know, that's not even, don't even have nothing to do with liberation. Let's put it like that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I did time around them cats, okay? And I know what they're about, okay? They even tried to get me to get involved in that, you know? And I would sometimes go to their temples, meetings in Detroit, but I was never officially a part of that because I was involved with the Nuwabians at the time. And plus I was still dabbling in and out of Orthodox Islam, you know, but I know what they are about. I know what them cats is about. And I'm like, man, I'm glad that, you know, that hopefully you didn't go no further than you went with that brother, you know, because it's nothing really positive about what they're doing. And if they're doing anything like feeding people in the community, it's because a lot of that money that they get to be able to do that come from the proceeds of selling drugs. I'm gonna just put it out there like that, you know. And I got a relative, so-called relative, that's a part of that organization. So I know what that's all about, you know, and that's the reason why I'm glad that when I was still caught up in those so-called teachings of Dr. Malachi York, I'm glad I didn't get too deeply involved in that organization, where I would have probably criminally been tied up with something, because there was a lot of stuff going on in that organization I didn't even know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? Murders taking place, you know, brothers getting jumped on, kicked out the community because they leadership, the so-called leadership of that organization was taking advantage of them by getting in the bed with their wives and all that kind of stuff. And they tried to stand up to that and got physically attacked over it. I mean, it was some things that that's why I don't even subscribe with them organizations. I don't even go on their channels as far as I might make a comment or two on one of their channels if it's something concerning the Mississippi campaign, but that's far as that go. Other than that, I really don't have nothing to say to them. And I'm not in a city where I would even have to run into people like that, you know. But however, if I was in a city where I would have to run into people like that, I still wouldn't have nothing to do with them. Because there's a lot of them that's tied. I mean, if you look at the history of the organization you was once a part of, what's his name? Nathaniel, I think his name was Elijah Muhammad Jr. He was a minister in the temple in Kansas City. He was involved in cocaine trafficking.
Oh, that was Nathaniel. That was Nathaniel.
Yeah, Nathaniel. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, you know what I'm saying? We involve ourselves in these organizations and we really don't know what's behind their background when it comes to the criminology of things. So a lot of people don't know, like the first time you put me up on the zebra murders back in the 30s in Detroit, before Elijah Muhammad even came into the equation of any type of leadership position in that organization.
Oh, brother,
you know,
the zebra murders happened in California. That happened in the 70s.
Okay, but anyway, like I said, I mean, the history of these organizations, whether it's the Nation of Islam, the Moorish Science Temple of America, and even the group I once belonged to, the Nuwabians, who named themselves something else, from my understanding, you know, they constantly off into some criminal activity. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of them can't stop going to the penitentiary. Even the 5%ers. They always in and out of the penitentiary. So how are they being reformed? How's the teachings of Elijah Muhammad, the teachings of Clarence 13X, the teachings of Malachi York, even Louis Farrakhan, you know, who's self-styled himself as some type of divine individual, you know? How are they reforming people? Got a lot of their followers still in and out the penitentiary to this very day, still selling dope. Some probably even still pimping sisters on the streets. No disrespect to you, Sister Noble, but this kind of stuff goes on in the conscious community too. You know, not just among common street Negroes, you know. I remember hearing about brother Huey P. Newton after the Black Panther movement in the 60s and 70s had crumbled. They say he was out there in Oakland, California, selling dope. And eventually that's how that led to his drug addiction and his demise. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you don't really, you got to, if you get involved with any of these organizations, you got to do your thorough research and not just take nothing on face value before you join these organizations. And that's what happened to me, like what happened to you, Taalik, what happened to you, Brother Daniel, you know, and most of us that joined these organizations, you know what I'm saying? We didn't know what we was getting ourselves involved with. All we was sold was a promise that it would be freeing us from our oppression of over 400 years. And yet that we're still yet to be free from our over 400-year oppression. There's more of us dying at the hands of racists today than it was during the time them organizations were started. When the time when the original leaders of them organizations was around. I mean, you know, and here we go now. This is the reason why, and I have to go back to what Sister Noble said, piggybacking off of, you know, people that I don't get along with, I don't want nothing to do with them. And that even includes people in my own biological relative bloodline. If I see some of them niggas on the streets right now, excuse my French, if I was back home where I'm from, I walk past them like they somebody else just on the streets. Like I never knew them a day in my life, spoke a word to them. So if I feel like that about relatives, what you think I care about somebody on the streets? I don't know. That's how I feel about a lot of us, because we are not worthy of even trying to know. And that's it. That's just real. I see it out here all the time. And it ain't that many of us here where I'm at. And I see that all the time. So, I mean, that's just the reality of it. You know what I'm saying? That is just a serious reality of it. Black people are just that divided. That we can't even trust each other. We got to look around, look over our shoulders. That's bad. That's worse than, to be honest with you. And like you say, we keeps it real on this platform. To be honest with you, that's worse than our dealings with the Caucasian. Every time we see another dark-skinned person that look like us, we got to look over our shoulders. It's just like a natural thing. You walk by another dark-skinned person, you got to wonder what's going to happen, what's going to erupt, even just walking down the sidewalk on the streets. That's a reality that we're dealing with. So you talking about unity, liberation? Like a brother told me the other night, that makes it, that's why it's so, one reason it's so difficult to get us as dark-skinned people with soul to become liberated. We can't even trust each other on the simplest of levels in life. You know what I'm saying? But I still got hope for us. Because it don't take that many of us to make something big like the Mississippi campaign happen. We just got to put the bull crap to the side. And then once we get control, get our foot in the ground to where we got some kind of control, then we could deal with them other problems, like some of the problems I mentioned. But that's going to take time. I mean, over 400 years of slave bondage, brother. Man, look here. It might take, if we still last long as we can, it might take 400 more years to undo this. And that's just the reality. Because that thing for slavery and Jim Crow messed us up. And then after that, you know, after during the post-civil rights era, after that, then you had this cocaine thing come in, and whatever little unity or discipline we had amongst each other as a community, that completely blew that out the window. I talk to people in my family still to this day and say, we don't even have family. There's no such thing as family, basically. I'm just talking about from my personal experience of what I know of is having biological relatives. You know what I'm saying? And that, man, that's crazy. But see, that's what these iniquities upon us as a people created. And my so-called family ain't the only family among us. It's 44 plus million that's going through that. It's many of us. So I know I'm not alone on that tip there, period, you know. But, you know, I'm like, man, you know, it's sad because man, we living in, I mean, we're really living in hell. We don't have to go to the grave to find out. We are prime living, the so-called indigenous Black American in the United States is a prime example of that. What it's like to really be in HELL. I mean, and even if you go around the world and look at other people that's struggling as different groups of people, at least they're trying to stand for something and not fall for anything. We still stand for nothing and fall for anything, which is one of our biggest problems of why we can't come together as a people, because we fall for anything. You know, and just like, you know, like with the so-called narrative that all Black people are criminals, that all so-called, that all dark-skinned people are soul dope dealers, pimps, gangbangers. And with that narrative is caused everybody else outside of us as a group to box us all in. And this is why it's so necessary for us to separate by taking control of a state, so we could change that narrative. Because right now where we stand, we're not in a position to change that narrative unless we separate. It's just that segregate, which then opens the pathway for real separation. And we may have to go back to segregation, because integration, anything that we had going as far as unity, or as far as any type of community love or concern for each other, is especially when it comes to respecting our elders, that integration thing blew that out the window. And for those of you that's integrationists, hey, suck it up like a buttercup, like somebody say, you know, because that's just the straight up truth of the matter, you know. I mean, you know, I mean, like I said, I've lived places down south, like the brother talk about going back down south, and there's still segregated communities down there, like you would have seen, like you, brother Taalik, would have seen in Mississippi in the 60s. It's communities like that in Arkansas, where I lived at back in the early 2000s. You had the dark-skinned people on one side of the tracks and the Caucasian people on the other side of the tracks. Whenever they had to go to work and come back, you know, it was like they was passing through our neighborhood, and that was that. And if we went on each other's side of the tracks, then we got whatever consequences we had coming. And it was just that simple. And that was the agreement. And what I'm talking about back in what, 2003 and 2004. So, I mean, that's a version of the 1950s and 60s Jim Crow that people like you, brother Omar, and brother Taalik, like you remember. That still exists in some places in the South. And I'm a firsthand witness of that. So, I mean, you know, and you know what? I even came to find that even down south, dark-skinned people and Caucasians get along better and more than in other parts of this country because of that. Because they have a common understanding where each other stand at. Look, I don't want to be around you. You don't want to be around me. So you stay on your side of the tracks. You know, you might have to go work a job for them or something, but after work, you go back home and you go to your neighborhood. And they go to their neighborhood. And that's just that simple. And like I said, there are still places down there to this day that is like that. There are places like that that's like that right now, even in 2021. Go through rural Arkansas, go outside Little Rock, go in towns like Dumas, Pine Bluff, in Arkansas. Go to certain parts, of course, in Mississippi, which is right next door, Alabama. Go out, go to Georgia. Don't go to Atlanta. Go to places outside of Georgia, South Georgia, Middle Georgia. You know what I'm saying? You'll see the same thing. It is still parts of this in the South that is still literally segregated. And if you black or if you Caucasian, if you caught coming through those towns, you're going to have problems. It's just that simple. Why you think they still lynching dark-skinned people in the state of Mississippi and North Carolina? And a lot of it is being swept under the rug. It ain't all in the open like it was in the 60s, like during the time of the Mississippi burnings, but it's still happening down there because segregation is still a reality in this country. Even in a lot of these major cities in the North, it's segregated. But in the South, they keep it more, as they say, trill, because they enforce it more in them certain parts of the South. On both sides, not just on the Caucasian side, but even on the dark-skinned side as well. And that's just the reality. And me being a traveler, I've been able to notice this. You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing that somebody just straight up told me. This is something I've saw with my own eyes and experienced. Okay? But segregation to a certain point is necessary for us, because then it's going to put us back in the position that, look, we actually do need each other. That's what it's going to put us in a position of coming to an understanding of realizing. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, hey, that's just real. That's just real, because this integration stuff was keeping us more divided than ever. And it even got us divided amongst each other's classes. That's why you got people like Will Smith, Oprah Winfrey, Michael Jordan, that ain't willing to, come together to help us become liberated, even with the resources they got, because they thinking on that classism level. Like, I got mine, get yours. I'm better than you. You nothing to me. You just a poor nigga. I'm a rich nigga, but you still a nigga in the eyes of the races. But see, and see, this is what I'm saying. So, I mean, at the end of the day, if we really want to unite, we're going to have to segregate in order to open the path for separation, for real, true separation, and that will get us the true freedom. If we ain't willing to do that, then like I said before when I first spoke on this live panel, we might as well just go on to become exterminated. We won't be the first ones, and we won't be the last for it to happen to. And that's just the reality of it. We could keep taking this for some kind of game, but this is serious. And that's one reason why I don't have patience with us as a people, because we still living in la-la land. We ain't taking this serious. I wake up every day. at 50, going on 50-some 3 years old. I wake up every day. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that I'm in no shape to be out here in the streets like I was when I was younger. And there's no real protection for people like me, because I'm almost reaching to the point of elder status. Like you are, Brother Taalik, like Sister Noble is, like Brother Daniel is, in which the status which Brother Omar has already reached. And you got the younger generation behind us that ain't respecting us. They even hate Omar's generation. So you know what they think about us. You see what I'm saying? Because of course, like you say, we helped brought them in this position. So now they got some reason to have a hatred toward us. You see what I'm saying? And who best is it to take it out on? The older people. You see what I'm saying? So we got to deal with that, you know? And then people wonder why, and I don't speak about this because I have, because of respect for this platform, but people wonder why, me personally, and this don't have nothing to do with nobody else, but me personally, people wonder why I always speak personally on the ideal of leaving America. But with that said, all I'm just saying is this, is that we need to establish a protection, a protective haven, safe haven for us as a people. Or else we just go on and just consider ourselves extinct right now. And that's just that simple. I mean, this is no game. We arguing over these petty differences, these stupid religions, these idiotic other stupid ideologies. You know what I'm saying? and we have accepted our condition as it is. And that's what's worse. When you got a people that have accepted their condition, then it's hard to try to tell them anything, because this is the norm for them. They've accepted it. And this is where I say that our slave ancestors were a little bit more intelligent than we were, because they had the sense enough, whether it was attempted or whether it was successful, to escape off the plantation. We scared to come off this modern plantation. They wasn't. So in that light, who's better? You want to talk about how intelligent the so-called African American is today, how advanced the so-called African American is today compared to our chattel slave ancestors. We don't even match with them. And I know some of you, especially in the Black conscious community, will try to argue with that, but just look at the facts. Don't argue with me, argue with the facts, if that's where you want to go with it, you know? But like I said before, I mean, it's like, you know, man, I'm just, and I'm glad that I don't have no children, you know, because I don't want nobody blaming me for bringing them in a hell cesspool like this. And that's why I say a lot of these younger people out here, especially even kids, do you know that kids today is raising each other on the streets? Somebody 7 years old is looking up to somebody like they mama or daddy. Yeah, you got a younger generation raising each other on the streets because they ain't got no real parents to raise them. That's how bad this became among us as a community. But yet we still accept this like it ain't reality, you know? But like you said, people like them other platforms in the so-called Black conscious community or in Black YouTube land period is supposed to think that Operation Exodus / Reality Temple Ministries is crazy, because we speak stuff unlike that they speak. We tell it like it really is. And, you know, and I have to say that I am privileged and proud to be a part of this platform, and always will be, until the day I close my eyes for the last time. And with that said, I'm going to pass the mic on so someone could take us out of here. Peace.
All righty then. On that note, we're getting ready to slide out of here. I just want to say this very quickly. First of all, I want to thank the panel. Everybody taking time out of their busy day to come here and spend a little time with your brother here and then support this Mississippi campaign. Thank Brother Daniel for continuing to send me different videos and persons of interest that we might be able to go on their platforms to spread this. And as far as I'm concerned, going on these different platforms, that's a chance I'm going to have to take, because I'm going there to talk about this Mississippi campaign. And if we can get 1 or 2 people, if 1, you know, that's good. I'm glad, because that's 1 we didn't have. So we got to spread this word, and you never know who you might affect in these different places. You never know. We have no choice but to do that. Now, if we work hard, a little harder than what we're doing, and we go out here and I guess you could say steal some of these people from these other platforms and bring them here, we don't have to go nowhere, because they come here. But since we're not really active doing that, then we have to go where the people at. It's just that simple. So, but when we go, I never went to this brother's plantation. I never went to this brother platform to cause him no harm. He already know where I stand, and it's there to talk. He talks about that he says out his own mouth that we need a all-inclusive plan, and that's what I want to talk about. He wanted to talk about Minister Farrakhan, Nation of Islam. Then if you look at the interview, he wanted to teach me about God. You know, that's not what it's about. Brother D said the word of your platform is getting around in the YouTube streets. Brother D, y'all don't know Brother D is a gangster. He be with all the gangsters on his platform. They be going at it. They all in courthouses and all kinds of things. Thank you, Brother D. Thank you. But you know, we're just gonna have to do what we need to do. We're not out here trying to cause anybody's harm. Like I say, we just want to change the condition. Look, it's 40 million of us. We just want to change the condition. We're not interested in your religion. We're not interested in your personal wants and your personal needs. We just want to get off this plantation. We want to get out of this oppression once and for all. Now, once you secure that, and you want to argue about religion or whatever you want to do, you earned it right. You liberated. You earned the right to argue and fuss and fight. Me, myself, I'm going to the beach with some coconut juice and chill out. And that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to be debating and arguing with nobody. I probably have 2 more days left to live. I'm going to enjoy my life. So on that note, I want to thank everybody again. Thanks, Brother D. Durrell, Brother Michael, the deacons, the panel. We're going to keep this talk going and keep pushing this plan, because it's the best. I don't see nothing else that can help us. I just don't. We are the stuff. We got it. You know, if they don't want it, hey, if they don't want it, I'm a realist. All stories don't have a happy ending, but I'm going to try my best. And you can't say we didn't try to help, that we didn't try to do our best. I can say that. That's all I want. You can't say we didn't try. That's all I want to say.
Oh, by the way, brother, I just want to say something. I just bought a new phone Saturday, so thankfully that's probably why I'm able to be on stream live with y'all right now without any interruptions.
Cool. That's what I wanted. All right. I want you here with us. I want you here. It's not the same. You know, that speakerphone thing. I mean, it's cool sometimes, but it just, and I'm pretty sure you like it yourself, being able to come here and be able to hang. You know, that speakerphone thing sucks.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, it do. And so until next time, y'all, thank you for listening. Thank the panel, those who are listening, those who will be listening later on, as our soul brother Don Cornelius used to always say as in parting, I wish us love, peace, and soul. We out.
Peace. Peace.
Thanks for having me. I'm gonna go eat dinner. I'm starving. I will talk to y'all soon.